What's up guys, Weldon Customs here, and today we're going to take a look at the WWE Elite Collection Series 30 Brock Lesnar, the new action figure. New shirt, new pants, new trunks, a new head sculpt. Let's look at the back, new series. Alright, let's open them up. Alright guys, so here's Brock Lesnar out of the box. Now I have to say, this is a nice updated look to him. He has the black trunks now, also has some logos on his gloves, and he also has a new face sculpt over here. Now I'm not a huge fan when figures have specific face sculpts. I like a more neutral like this one right here, but this is a nice exception because it's Brock Lesnar. You could definitely capture the moment he's in by looking at him right now, and you could definitely get into nice poses if you do like a nice F5. He's always screaming when he does it, or kind of reminds me of when he beat Frank Mir at UFC 100 and he ran around the cage after that screaming, "Who is the effing man?" Like just like that. So that's pretty cool. So it's a nice exception. Looking at him right now, he's pretty much how he looked like when he faced the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Looks pretty nice in my opinion. He also came with accessories. He came with pants and also a new shirt, which I put on this Brock Lesnar. This is the previous version, which I do have a review on if you want to see that. He looks pretty nice with his two belts right there. Take one away, just like that. And his shirt's pretty cool, more up to date. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, which is pretty cool. This is a pretty nice looking accessories to have on. The pants are actually pretty hard to put on. They're pretty small. Definitely had some trouble putting them on. I'm not really sure if they're actually made for the Rock actually, because Brock Lesnar is actually a lot bigger and wider than the Rock figure itself. But yeah, it looks pretty nice in my opinion. I don't mind it. It's pretty cool to have them. It's pretty easy to take off too. Even the shirts, they're clipped in over here, which is pretty easy. You just pull it out like that. Alright, now looking at some details of Lesnar, he has Lesnar painted on his gloves in the front over here, and on the side it says Fear to Fury, which is pretty cool. The tattoos over his body are pretty much the same stuff as the original figure, nothing really different there. Also on his chest. Now getting down to the trunks, they look exactly the same, but they're a different color. They used to be red and black, but now they're all black to be more up to date. Also, it has a nice logo of his tattoo over here, and also on the back side. He no longer has any knee pads because he doesn't wear them anymore, and his boots look exactly the same as well. Now I want to take a moment to talk about the fun factor about this guy, because there's something about this figure and the face sculpt. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of face sculpts, but this face sculpt is so specifically interesting because he looks exactly like how he looked like when he beat Frank Mir and he walked around the cage screaming, "I am the effing man." Just pretty amazing actually. It looks pretty cool, and definitely a pretty cool fun factor to have him doing an F5 or something like that, or even putting the belt in his hand and having his arms raised like this, screaming in the air. Because, you know, Brock Lesnar actually makes a lot of facial expressions and screaming, which is pretty cool actually. A lot of wrestlers don't really do that much, and Brock Lesnar is such a big guy, so having him, you know, grunt or make a big noise is actually pretty realistic if anything, so I like that. And here's Brock Lesnar giving an F5 to the Undertaker, and now this is where the face expression really does come in handy because it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Zoom out a little bit. Definitely looks pretty nice. And here's Brock Lesnar with both belts in his hand after he beat John Cena for the titles. Definitely pretty cool. Like I said, the fun factor in this guy of the specific face expression is definitely pretty cool. I was not a fan of it at first, but definitely see the possibilities what you could do with it. Now, I would like to have the other head sculpt on him with the updated look, but maybe I might make them interchangeable heads, so we'll see what I do with that. But like I said before, the head sculpt is pretty cool. Alright, here are the two Brock Lesnar side by side together. Now I thought this one was a little bit taller because the head sculpt it's a little bit bigger, but you can see the shoulders don't really match up that well. This one's a little bit higher. Now I thought maybe because of the different sculpt or different cast, but if you see at their waistlines, the one on the red one, if you want to call it that one, is a little bit higher, and if you actually match it up just a tad bit, you know, then it looks pretty good. So I came to the conclusion that maybe the lower legs over here are different sculpting. This looks a little bit longer maybe, this may be a little bit shorter. But not a big deal in my opinion, just something I observed really. But comparing them side by side, it's nice to have a new updated Brock Lesnar. Now what I would do probably is I'd probably switch the heads maybe, because like I said, I like a more neutral looking face on my figures. Getting into articulation, it's pretty much the same exact thing as this one. A ball joint in the head, goes up and down, left and right pretty nicely. Swivels, hinge joints at the shoulders, they go up, in and out nicely. Bicep swivel, one point at the elbow, swivel and a hinge at the wrist, which is pretty nice also. Nice ab joint right there. Waist swivel, T-jointed hips, they go forward, they don't go back at all, but they go in and out. Thigh swivel, 2 points at the knees. Boot swivel, and he has a hinge at the ankles and a pivot. Size comparisons, here is Brock Lesnar, some of the other elite figures from the WWE elite line. As you can see, he looks pretty good in my opinion. Mattel does a great job in the size comparisons and making the proper sculpt for these figures. Brock Lesnar is about 6'3", 290, 265, 285, I'm sorry, so he looks pretty good. Here's Daniel Bryan, a lot bigger than him. Even John Cena, bigger than him too. And even the bit taller guys like The Rock or Undertaker, they're taller than him, but they're not bigger than him, definitely. A lot wider, Brock Lesnar is, and a lot bigger. So that's pretty good. For a last look, I actually swapped the heads right here, so now the new updated Brock Lesnar body has the more neutral looking face. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at wildoncustoms.com. If you liked the video, get a thumbs up and peace.